Today we're going to go over training aid tactics, and the one we're going to use today is paddles and holding them upside down. So many swimmers don't necessarily understand how to use their forearms effectively, and that's important because the forearm is a really big surface area that can aid in propulsion with the upper body. And so the more propulsion you have, the more speed you have, and that's something you can never have enough of. So it's another opportunity for helping swimmers get more out of each stroke and creating more propulsion. So what doesn't work? Telling them what to do. So early vertical forearm, wrapping your arm around a barrel, etc. All of these strategies, they can be somewhat effective for some people that are pretty good at learning in that respect. However, it kind of gets lost on a lot of athletes because they don't really understand what it should feel like. They're not put in a position where they can feel it and make it happen. And then the other issue, even if you can get a change, you have to constantly remind them to do that. And even if you don't have to constantly remind them, they have to constantly remind themselves and always be aware of it and always be thinking about it. And when there's a lot of other distractions, like trying to swim really fast or the distraction of fatigue, it gets hard for athletes to continue to stay focused on these ideas. So the strategy is holding paddles upside down. And when you do that, it kind of locks the wrist and that forces the forearm and the hand to move together. And then when you do that, if the hand's going to move backwards, which it has to do in each pull, all of a sudden the forearm starts getting in better positions and the hand and the forearm are going to move backwards together. And then when you start doing that, they get much closer to the movement that you want them to. And then when you add instruction on top of that, those instructions tend to be a lot more effective. So this is what it looks like. That's how you hold the positions. And then we'll take a look at what it looks like underwater. So as you can see, this individual is doing a better job of keeping the elbow up. The hand and the forearm are going to start working together in concert more effectively. We'll take a look at it from the front. So how do you turn it up? How do you adjust it? You can alternate different hand positions. So you can hold the paddle upside down, then you can just swim regular, or you can wear the paddle, or you can close the fist. You can do anything to kind of mix it up so that they get different sensations. You can also start adding speed, ask them to swim at certain speeds, or descend, or build. You can add stroke counts to that too. You can add resistance to it, and then you can also add pulling or make them just use the arms instead of the arms and the legs. These are all different variations that you can use to get more out of using this exercise and to better help swimmers learn how to hold more water and use the forearm to create more propulsion. So a set. Here's an example. So we're going to go 100 freestyle with a buoy and upside down paddles. They're going to take one less stroke per 25. Then they're going to go 100 freestyle at strong effort, swim without the paddles, and they want to try to be consistent with their stroke count. Then they're going to go another 50 where they use a buoy again, hold the paddles upside down, try to take fewer strokes the second 25. And then they're going to go 50 freestyle swim at 200 speed with one less stroke than they would normally take. And so this is an example of you're giving them an opportunity to explore that different pulling pattern. You're asking them to take less strokes, which is going to force them to be more effective with each arm stroke. They're using a buoy, so they can't just compensate with the legs. And then you're pairing that activity with some stronger effort freestyle. So they're trying to create some speed, having just used that movement pattern, and they're also trying to do it with consistent stroke counts. So you're giving them exposure to this new way of swimming, and then you're asking them to figure it out when they're trying to swim with decent speed and controlled stroke counts. And so that's a way to help them learn how to move more water with each stroke using this type of activity. I hope that's helpful. I'd love to hear what type of sets you come up with. If you have any questions, let me know.